If you're struggling to gain muscle and body weight, this video is for you. This is a response to a great question I received on a recent video. So thank you so much for submitting these questions and giving me ideas for topics to address in future videos. We're going to dive into diet, training, and your lifestyle to help you finally pack on some body weight and muscle and look your best so you're no longer embarrassed of being so skinny. So first of all, in regards to your diet, I'm assuming when you say that you can't gain anything, you're assuming body weight. And to me, that's a sign that you are not eating enough. So the first thing I would do is track your nutrition, track your calorie intake, see what you're at and make sure that you are consistent. And then from there, bump it up by 100 calories, bump it up by 200 calories, bump it up by 300 calories until you get to that point where you're actually seeing your scale weight go up. To me, that is the key. If you're not gaining any weight at all, you're just not eating enough. And you may not realize you're not eating enough. Maybe you have a couple of days where you're eating enough, but then you have a couple of days where you're eating a little bit less and don't realize that you're eating a little bit less. So this is why it's important to track your intake, at least for the short term, and really have a heightened sense of awareness with the portion sizes and the amount of satiety that you feel when you're eating these meals. And if you're struggling to get in enough calories, I would recommend using like whey protein shakes, meal replacement shakes, chocolate milk. And if that is a struggle, if you don't want to use any like protein powders or artificial type stuff, like increase your fat intake, whether it's from nuts, avocados, nut butters, different oils, like higher fat foods that are still good quality nutrition that has some great nutrients in there for you. Brazilian nuts, walnuts, like I would incorporate all that stuff, almonds for sure, into your diet to try to bump up your calories, make it easier for you to bump up your calories if eating enough is a challenge for you. So that's where I'd start. Dial in your nutrition, make sure you're consuming enough to actually support weight gain and muscle growth. Now, when it comes to your weight training, I would first ask, like, what is your effort like in the gym? Are you giving your best effort to every single set? Like, how close are you training to true momentary muscular failure with each set? It's okay to some people approach their workouts by leaving a rep or two, a few reps in the tank and reserve for that first set. Second set, they get closer to true momentary muscular failure. And the last set, they give their all out effort. That is great. For myself personally, first set, I like to just leave one rep in reserve. Second and third set, it is my all out freaking effort. I know there's nothing left in me to give, oftentimes because I'll finish with a nice slow negative. Like I know I can't push it up again for another rep, so I'll just finish with a nice slow negative, sometimes hold that loaded stretch. Sometimes I'll try to bring it back up, but with a partial rep and not go through that full range of motion. I'll stop when I just can't move that weight anymore. So I know I have reached that point of true momentary muscular failure. So you got to ask yourself, how often are you bringing yourself to that point? And if it is often, if you're giving a great effort all the time, then I'd ask, so it's always about progressive overload. Progressive overload isn't just about progressive resistance. It's not just about adding more weight to the bar, but if you're not adding more weight to the bar, I'd be trying to push that up a little bit with good form. Again, if you're bumping up your nutrition, that's going to help support. You're going to have more adequate nutrition and fuel to help increase your strength there. So I try for that. If you have a workout partner, have them maybe help you force out a rep. And again, like I said, try to have some sets where you're doing a slow, actually every set, I like a slow negative on that final repetition, but partials is a fantastic way to challenge yourself, really push it there, trying to get some extra reps. But if you're struggling to increase the load on the bar, increase the number of reps that you're performing, how have you been doing with your training volume? Did you kind of do like the same number of sets per muscle group per week? When was the last time you tried to bump that up? So I'd encourage you to gradually increase your training volume over time and explore where you get to that point where it's just too much for you to handle. Once you get to that point, pull back the training volume so your muscles can resensitize to the training stimulus, your body can fully recover, the fatigue can dissipate from your muscles, joints, tendons, and then you start ramping that training volume back up. So I do love periodizing training volume. So if you're not doing that, I would encourage you to work that into your overall programming, especially if you're high volume all the freaking time and not experiencing any progress. You may need to pull it back in order to see that progress. And if you're used to maybe training 6 days per week, maybe cut it back to 4 days per week, lower the training volume a bit, see how your body responds. If you're used to training 3 or 4 days per week, try 5 or 6 days per week, just mixing it up and doing it, holding it for a few months and allowing yourself to progress and adapt to that new style of training. So changing up your training splits, training up the frequency that you're hitting each muscle. And again, the frequency is going to come into play as you're playing around with your training volume. So if you're used to like training each muscle group 3 times per week, a body part split routine is a great way to go. If you're used to body part split routines, maybe do like an upper lower split or a push pull leg split. There's just such an incredible variety of training splits. I use a lot of different hybrid splits, kind of create my own little ones based on how I want my body to adapt and improve, and just again just increase my enthusiasm for training, my love for training. And again, I'll typically follow a split for lately about 8 weeks, and then I'll change it up. In the past, it'd be anywhere like 12 to 16 weeks, but I do like the variety, and I find 8 weeks is great to progress on a training plan. Maybe a specialized training plan where you just pick one muscle group. Maybe you want to build up your back. That's one of your priorities right now. You can like crank up the volume on just your back to like 20 sets, 30 sets, maybe even upwards to like 45 sets for your back throughout the week, throughout multiple training sessions, like train your back 3 times per week maybe. And for all other muscle groups, dial it back to like 8 to 10 sets, kind of maintenance level volume for the rest of your body parts. So all your body's resources are going towards building your back. So really, again, have fun with your training, explore different splits, just get that variety into your training. Challenge yourself in different ways, different training volumes, different training frequencies, different splits. But again, giving your best focused effort to your training. When it comes to your lifestyle, again, the training is where we are breaking things down. We're challenging our bodies. You really want to make sure that you're providing your body with that opportunity to recover. And again, it's going to come from your training split, like the number of days off that's going to suit you best, the volume that's going to suit you best. But sleep is absolutely crucial to muscle gain and weight gain as well. So you're going to want to make sure that you're getting an adequate amount of sleep consistently each and every night, like a minimum of 7 hours. Highly recommend 8.5 hours. If you can get upwards of 9 hours a night, that's solid. So you want to make sure that you are providing your body with that opportunity to recover. And once again, when you bump up your calorie intake consistently on a daily basis, making sure you are in a calorie surplus each and every day, not in a deficit. I see a lot of guys who are like, they're actually in a calorie deficit for like 5-6 days a week, and then they have these huge meals and they think, well, at the end of the week, it's all works out. It's great for fat loss, but not so good for muscle building. I prefer your body to know that you are in muscle building mode. You're getting an adequate amount of fuel every single day to support growth. So getting an adequate amount of fuel in addition to getting an adequate amount of sleep is going to help your body recover. Managing your stress is a really important factor when it comes to recovery as well. So doing things like that are going to help you manage your stress, whether it's getting out for a walk, so some active recovery there, maybe a bit of meditation. I love listening to meditation audios. I love yoga. That helps me relax, chill, recover. And again, all these things are going to help me relax into a deep sleep. Journaling, like do whatever you want that's going to help you chill, relax. For myself personally, just getting out in nature is one of the best things for me that helps me recover. Some gentle stretching, maybe some foam rolling, maybe use a massage gun here and there. That can sometimes be helpful in your recovery process there. But again, a lot of it's going to come down to the fuel you're consuming, the sleep you're getting, and then just the structure of your workouts, just allowing the time to recover between training sessions. So in the big picture, that's really where it's at. If you're not gaining weight, definitely increase your food intake. Definitely push yourself harder if you can in the weight room. Experiment with different training splits, different training volumes, ramping things up, pulling things down. So again, I like to kind of use extremes, use different examples there. So if you are body part split, try upper lower push pull legs, try full body. If you're full body push pull legs, try a body part split routine. Like they all work, they're all fantastic. Just that novelty of change can even provide you with that enthusiasm to give even more effort to your training. And then of course, make sure you're taking care of your recovery with your sleep. So those are all great. And again, we can't ignore the genetic factor as well when it comes to muscle building. When it comes to weight gain, you should always be able to gain weight. No matter how many years of lifting are under your belt, you should be able to gain weight. It's just a matter of increasing your calorie intake there. But when it comes to muscle building, that's definitely going to get harder and harder the more years of training you have under your belt. So you're going to see diminishing returns there. So when you are gaining weight, you want to make sure that most of that weight is in muscle mass. So you're going to want to slow down. You want to have more of a gentle calorie surplus at that point. But I'm assuming for you right now, you can't even gain any body weight. So we want to make sure that we're bumping up those calories. I hope that helps. That's really what it's all about for me, for you, for all of us. I can totally relate. Man, when I was 19 years old, 123 pounds after 6 years of lifting under my belt, really, it was a lot of work to even get to that 123 pounds and to get up to where I'm at right now, about 148 pounds. So I'm not a very big guy, 5'6.5" tall, 5'7" on a good day if I stand really super tall there. But yeah, I mean, I've been able to gain muscle. I've been able to gain weight. Well, I've gained 50 pounds of fat over the years, but it was a lot of work to try to get to that point of building muscle, to gaining weight at the time. I had to really be aware of what I was consuming as I was pushing myself in the gym. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who'd benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your feedback, share your insights, share what you feel you've kind of been missing out, what you're going to implement from this video, and hold yourself accountable to that. Share your experiences with us and the progress that you're able to make through there if you're still facing challenges along the way. If you have any other questions, please, again, let me know down in the comment section below so I can explore those questions and hopefully provide you with some solutions in future videos. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you next video.